Welcome back, everyone. We are live from Megacon Orlando. I have made a new friend here. Where else but whatnot would I be sitting with Vivien Lyra Blair? I got it right.
Yes.
Very well known for so many things. Boogeyman upcoming. You've seen her in We Can Be Heroes, but of course, Princess Leia is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, we're all super excited. Are you excited?
Yes.
Me too. See that? You walked up to the booth, you've got great energy. I've got all my heebie-jeebies worked out.
Yes.
You ready to do this? We're gonna sign a lot of stuff. We're gonna put a lot of stuff in the buy it now. Here's the way this works, chat. Vivien's gonna be signing a bunch of items here. We're gonna place them in the buy it now and the auction, and you can choose to get whatever you need, right? And we're bringing the con to you. So if you couldn't meet Vivien at the con, we're gonna get some signatures over to you, and then we're gonna talk about a couple cool things. Sound good?
Yep.
She's a pro. She's got this. All right. So we're moving on. First off, how excited are you to be at the con?
I am very excited. This is not my first. I've done quite a few before.
Okay.
But I am very excited to be in Megacon. I think this is probably the biggest I've done. I've had a pretty long line all day, which has been pretty cool.
It's got to be pretty cool. Have you seen a lot of cool cosplay?
Yeah. I saw a few Harleys, and I really like Harley.
You really like Harley?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Now I know that. See, the truth is I was gonna cosplay Princess Leia, but my costume just didn't get here in time, so it just didn't work out for this time. But maybe next time we'll figure that out, right?
Maybe.
Have you seen like a lot of like fans been doing specifically Princess Leia? Has anybody done any of your other stuff? Any Bird Box cosplays?
No, I haven't seen any of like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It tends to happen at these conventions where I'll have like all the Leia pictures, and then I'll have like one We Can Be Heroes or one Bird Box picture.
Okay.
And it tends to be like one or two people will come up and get that and be like, well, I mean, I loved you as Princess Leia, but I saw you in this first.
Right.
And I was like, oh, interesting. Okay. Because like it happens like once throughout the entire convention, no matter how big it is. And it's so interesting because like I get all the Leia, and then I get like the one Bird Box.
Just
or
the one.
Or the one Guppy.
Right.
So it's like...
I'm actually a big fan of Guppy, I gotta be honest.
Guppy's awesome.
Guppy is awesome. Guppy's got the best moves, and then of course you get the I need to be hydrated. It's like, you know, that's like the story of my life. I need to be hydrated for my powers to work.
Yeah,
so,
my dad calls me a camel because I drink a lot of water. I'm not sure if that's exactly accurate, because I think it's the opposite. Like, don't camels drink less water or something?
You know, I think that I'm gonna pretend I know the answer here, and if anyone's got a good friend called Google, we can get that. But either way, I know for sure it's like being a fish. You gotta drink a ton of water.
Yeah, cause I feel like, don't they like store it in their hump or something so they don't have to drink a lot of it? Like they drink a lot of it at once and then they store it and then they don't have to drink for a while.
I'm just gonna say yes to that. That sounds right.
So,
that makes
like,
the most sense. That if there's anywhere they can carry all that water, it'd be in the humps.
Yeah.
See that?
Right.
You learn it on Whatnot today. All right. I mean, where else are we getting this kind of quality of education, guys? We're sitting here again. Vivien Lyra Blair is live on Whatnot. We're super excited to have her here. Again, don't forget, her items are in the buy it now. We've got signed comic books, we've got Funko Pop variations, some with really cool stickers, Amazon exclusives, and so much more. Be sure to get in on the buy it now. And if you can't make it to the con, don't worry. Whatnot's bringing the con to you right here. We're bringing you Vivian. She's here. This is live. I'm right here. Mom's back there. She says hi. I was super, super excited. So
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. That's got to be so cool. Mom's watching in. Mom is the manager of the team, I guess. She keeps you on schedule.
I call her my momager.
Do you?
I also call her the mamarazzi. She's both.
The mamarazzi? Will she get all your good pictures?
Yep.
Is it too many pictures ever at one point?
Yes, all the time. All day
Right.
long, it's too many pictures.
I have an aunt. Her name is Blondie. She takes way too many pictures, so I totally understand sometimes. You know, it's like everybody standing there taking the same picture. No one's ever heard a text where they can send them to each other.
Yeah, it's like really, why do you need, like, especially when you're like taking a picture, and you're like, why do you need to take a picture of this?
Right.
Like, what is the need for it?
Right, like who wants to remember spaghetti and meatballs 10 years from now, right? When we're looking,
I know, right?
When we're looking back in a photo album.
Like, especially when people like take it at like dinner and stuff, and you're like, there is literally going to be 364 other dinners this year. Why is this one specifically incredibly important?
It's the way that the sauce and the noodles all work. It's got to be a memorable moment.
Apparently.
I guess so. I guess that's what it is. Well, you heard it here. You won't find many food pictures here anymore. So Mamarazzi, all right. Well, less on those, please. Thank you very much. All right, so that's really fun, and I know that we talked about a little bit of cons and cosplays, and you've had so many good roles, and now that you do all these conventions, is it fun to see all of your fans just coming out and getting to interact with you? Do you enjoy talking to them?
Yeah, it really is. All my fans are so nice. They're really awesome. It's really been amazing because like in LA, I've noticed there's kind of like this thing where there are so many celebrities that live near Hollywood that people just learn not to bother them when they see them. So I do not get stopped in the street. Like it just doesn't happen in LA because it's so common.
I get
that like there is going to be a celebrity that it's like nothing special, so nobody stops you.
I can relate because just like me.
But like a normal person, you know, who hasn't learned,
like this word.
like hasn't thought about that yet.
Yeah.
There seems to be this certain reaction where they will go like, it's just like almost like a choreography. It's like first they look at mom, and then they look at me, and then back to mom, and then at their phone, and then at me again, and then at mom, and then at me, and then at their phone, and then at their family, whoever they're with, and then at their phone again, and then back at me, back at their phone, back at me, back at their phone, and then finally back at mom until we turn away. So that's what tends to happen at like restaurants and stuff when people recognize me.
I know.
And then there's a lot of whispering of, is that her? That's totally her. That can't be her. Why is she here then? Well, no, that can't be. I think it is. I think you're totally right. It's a lot of that as well.
Yeah.
So like, I just pretend to not notice it. But
That's
eventually, I think that choreography would go on forever.
Yes.
Unless mom did not make direct eye contact with them, which clearly means, please stop looking at my daughter. You're creeping her out.
Yeah.
And then they stop.
Well, yeah.
And then maybe leave out of embarrassment. I've seen that a few times.
So the look of embarrassment on their face is all they get to walk away with, which I'm sure it's not a bad thing, I guess, if they didn't walk up to you and they didn't stop you from having your lunch with mom.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, there's times when it's nice and I don't want to get stopped, you know, and I'm just enjoying my chocolate chip pancakes. And I'm like, please don't stop me. And then there's times where I'm like, it's better to just say, hi, I really loved you in Obi-Wan Kenobi, than do this whole dance between mom, their family, their phone, and me, just trying to figure it out. And then, like, they just keep staring at me. And honestly, like, that's worse than just coming up and saying, hey, I loved you in the show, and me being like, oh, thanks, and then moving on with their day.
Okay, bye. See you later.
You know, like, like, why?
I want to enjoy my chocolate chip pancakes.
Like, I think it would be quicker to enjoy my chocolate chip pancakes if you stop me for a second,
Just one. Tell her. I'm supporting you right now. Let us have our chocolate chip pancakes in peace. PSA.
Yes.
Okay, public service announcement. Vivien loves pancakes in peace. Okay?
Yes.
So that's where we're at.
Thank you.
Can we get that on a shirt? Pancakes in peace? I think you and I kind of just made something up here. Pancakes in peace. Don't worry about it. You can have the idea, Mom. Don't worry. You guys got it. That's my gift to you for being so great and stepping up today. All right, well, we talked about the fans and everybody walking up to you, so that's got to be really fun. And I mean, people are recognizing you from a lot of things, and you've done a couple of scary things. Are you?
I have.
Are you into like horror and scary? Cause
yes, I am actually.
Are you? Okay, well.
I think
here we are.
It depends on what it is. So like, I like more of the like cartoony horror stuff. Like I'm pretty into like Rainbow Friends and Garten of Banban. Like most people don't know what that is, but the few people who do, I respect you.
Shout out to you.
So like they're basically these mascot horror games, is I think what they're called.
Okay.
Where basically it's like kindergarten mascots that are kind of cute but very terrifying come after you.
Okay.
So like
sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it's like Banban and Garten of Banban. He's like this cat character with 2 birthday hats and like a tongue.
Two birthday hats?
2 birthday hats, yes.
Okay.
One for each of his ears.
Okay.
And then like,
Understandable.
so it's cute and all, but then like when like Bandolina, who's like his girlfriend or whatever, I don't know exactly how that relationship dynamic is.
Yeah.
But
But
but like she has like a bow on and she's kind of cute and she's kind of sweet, you know, until she comes at you and her eyes turn bloody red and she jump scares you.
Okay.
So then you're like, okay. So like I like that kind of like mascot horror kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like with Boogeyman, my upcoming movie, June 2nd in theaters only.
Did you hear that? Whatnot.
Might be coming to streaming. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's based off like a Stephen King horror, and it is terrifying. Like I can't watch that.
I watched the trailer and I was very terrified and concerned for you.
Yeah, but like also I find this thing where like the scarier the movie is, the nicer the people on set will be to you because they know they're being scary in the movie.
Yeah.
So they're trying to be as nice as they can to you in real life.
Yeah.
So like I especially saw it with like the actual mocap guy who did the Boogeyman stuff.
Yeah.
He was like haunting me as a malevolent spirit, like a demon, literally, in the movie. So he was just so kind to me in real life. So like it wasn't scary at all filming it, and like the director Rob is awesome, and
it sounds like you had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
on that
I
set.
had a ton of fun. We filmed
That's
it in
great.
New Orleans. New Orleans is awesome, by the way.
They got good food over there, I heard.
Yeah. And we were there like during Mardi Gras season,
Okay.
and that's like the best time to go if you're visiting.
If you're looking for travel recommendations, Mardi Gras is the best time to go.
Yeah,
Who would have
for sure.
known?
For
Who would
sure.
have known?
Yeah, and like that's not it, cause like you think after Mardi Gras it's over.
No.
It is not over.
The party keeps going.
Those people will find literally the tiniest thing to have a parade about.
Right.
They will do a parade about anything, and it will block where you want to go, no matter where you go.
So transportation is very tough, in case you're wondering.
Yes.
New Orleans and Mardi Gras, I've learned two things. Good food, great time to go, then after the party just doesn't stop. So if you're trying to get anywhere, it's just not possible.
Yeah, it is kind of funny because like it does for a second, but then it goes right back to partying. So like I found it interesting because I was awake at midnight on Mardi Gras because like who isn't? Because who can sleep on Mardi Gras?
I mean, I can't.
You know, so we watch, but literally like the green, yellow, and purple are like the colors, right?
Yeah.
So like this building, it had the green, yellow, and purple on.
Okay.
Literally, the minute it goes from 11:59 to 12, the lights were on like a switch, and it immediately flipped back to the regular thing. So
Right
it was
away.
like it was over. I think it was because it was just Ash Wednesday. So like it's kind of like a religious thing where it's like stop the party for a second.
We need to acknowledge, all right?
So it's like we need to acknowledge Ash Wednesday, and then like a week later, it's right back to every parade
back
for
to
anything.
the colorway. That's right.
It's like right back to it
The
again.
purple, the golds, and the greens, all right?
Like everybody thinks Mardi Gras is where most of the parades are, but there are actually a lot of St. Patty's Day parades as well. There are like a lot of them.
A lot of St. Patty's Day. You sound like you're a parade frequenter. So you sound like
I honestly wasn't, but like when you go to New Orleans, you cannot avoid them.
Oh, okay.
Like if you go during Mardi Gras season, you will see at least 5 parades.
You would be the best travel agent. I mean,
it is happening.
I'm before I book a flight anywhere, we've got to check. Mom, I'm just gonna get the information. I'm just gonna make sure we get all the proper reviews.
That's what Mom does, honestly. She does every bit of research there is possible.
Yeah.
Both Mom and Dad, and I have these little things that I call obsession moments.
Okay.
Where it's about a period of 4 to 5 months where I am just incredibly obsessed with this one thing.
Yes.
To the point where I will know every inch of lore possible. Like, canon or non-canon, it will happen. I will have all the plushies for it, that is for sure.
What is specific? Because I hear you, there's got to be a picture in your head. What specifically are you talking about?
So, my first one was Slendrina and the Slenderman family tree. Mom didn't like that one. She didn't care for that one. but that went over pretty quick. It actually started during Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay.
And then what happened after that was I went into Five Nights at Freddy's. It tends to stick to horror.
Yes, it does.
And I got really into Five Nights at Freddy's. You can ask me anything about Five Nights at Freddy's. It's still in there. And then I went to Bug Snacks, which is this really like hidden gem game on PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo. It's really awesome. There's these cute little creatures called Bug Snacks that are like a mix of bugs and snacks.
Hold on a second.
Like
just 1 second. Bug Snacks?
Yes, they're bugs, but they're snacks. So like they're snacks that crawl around and are shaped like bugs, and they're really adorable and like fun to catch. And then but when you eat them, a part of you turns into them. So like your hand will turn into a strawberry if you eat a strawberry. So like this seems suspicious already, right? And then finally, at the end of the game, you figure out they're evil. So
they're evil snacks.
They try and turn you into them, and like the whole island is deep down just made of snacks. And it's like a whole horror lore thing, and it's actually pretty terrifying when you see it. Like the main leader you're looking for turns out to be like this horrible spider monster snack creature.
No.
So like it's really fun though, and I love it, and it's a fun little game, and I play it all the time on my PlayStation 5.
Wonderful.
And but I was really into that for a while, and then what was next? I think.
Keep checking out the Buy It Now and the auction, by the way, as we continue to hear this amazing story from Vivien, who's joined us at Megacon Orlando. Got items going up. She's signing away.
I think it was Rainbow Friends next.
Rainbow Friends was the next one?
Yeah.
Mom was a little bit better about those than the Slender Man ones.
The Rainbow Friends are one of those mascot horror games on Roblox.
Okay.
And I was really into that for a while. And then I think right now I'm in the midst of Garten of Banban.
Okay, which you spoke about before,
which is just this really awesome game. It has a lot of like the horror characters and stuff that chase you around, and I think the second game is really awesome. The first one's kind of short, and it feels more like a prologue or something, like that comes up first, and then you do the second game, and the second game is just awesome.
You are just like a gamer and like a fan of like I can hear you talk about games and game reviews all day long. People are really enjoying this.
I had these Garten of Banban's plushies because I have the plushies for everything.
Garten of Banban's,
and they're really cool, and I love them. But two of them actually came from Amazon.
Okay.
And like the delivery date was like 1 to 4. On Thursday, and I had to leave at 12:30 on Thursday, so I was like, why?
You didn't even get a chance to get it.
So I was so sad, but my dad picked them up for me, freed them from their plastic.
They've been freed from their plastic, like this lightsaber.
They're safe.
Been freed from its box.
But I was for those.
What else?
They were really cool, and I love the Garten of Banban plushies. There's so many of them. I think they're the most plushies I've had from the game, because I got like a set, and then I got like 2 extra.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I love the game. The 2 ones I got, one is a.
Do this one next.
Yeah.
Do you collect a lot of like Star Wars plushies, since you're talking about?
Yeah, I have quite a few. Most of them are gifts.
Do you have something like this at home? This isn't a plushie, but I'm hearing you talk about collecting.
Yes, I do have a few lightsabers at home. I have this little thing that's like a kind of like a tall bin, and it just holds
it's a bin full of plushies?
No, it's not full of plushies.
Oh,
that's my beanbag. I have 2 beanbags, a bed, and a closet full of plushies.
Where is there
not to
space
mention
for this?
the storage locker downstairs, which they had to rent for it.
Not to mention.
And then but yeah, there's those, but it's like this tall bin, and it's where I keep like all my tall toys, like swords and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I have a few
Me
swords.
too.
I have the Knott's Berry Farm shotgun thing with like the cork.
Yeah.
And I have that in there, and then I have like 5 lightsabers.
That is so much fun. You sound like you got an amazing collection. You're acquiring a lot of items as you continue to move on And like a lot of people in the stream, they're right now they're buying. You're signing exclusive comic books right now, and right now we're actually auctioning off a signed lightsaber replica that you can get your hands on. It is signed by Vivien. It's up on the auction block right now, signed. We're gonna get this home. All you gotta do is bid on this right now. But if not, check out the buy it now. There's a lot of great items going up. We've got comic books getting signed here by Vivien. We're talking about Bam Bam Garden Bam Bam. One of them, right? We're talking about Bam Bam Garden Bam Bam. What was it? Tell me again. Bam Bam. What's
Ban Ban.
Ban Ban.
Ban Ban. BANBAN. All one word.
You know you're a certain age, but you have to be stink spelled out. You know. We won't talk about that. But either way, we will. Please don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Okay, I'm just kidding. All right, shifting gears a little bit. Okay, you ready to talk about Leia?
Yes.
How much fun are you having with the role? Did you watch a lot of Star Wars to prepare?
Well, the audition process, I can finally speak about it.
Can you?
It was long. That
was
is
long?
what I'm going to say about it. Like, it was totally worth it, don't get me wrong.
Of course.
But it was very long. It was about a year of
Yeah.
auditioning, which I totally understand. They had like 1,000 girls from all different parts of the world
Right.
for this role, you know?
Right.
Because it's such an important role to
Big
the
time.
show, you know, that they needed to find their Leia for sure.
Yeah.
And so the first set of sides I got was dummy sides.
Okay.
So they did a lot of these where it was just like a scene that had already been filmed. Like there was one from Stranger Things
Yeah.
of the character Erica. There was Arya Stark from Game of Thrones.
Amazing.
So like these really awesome scenes that they wanted me to do like dummy sides for.
Yeah.
And then I got like they kept the Stranger Things one,
Okay.
and then they added True Grit and Midnight Run,
Ooh,
which was interesting.
I bet.
And then they added Interstellar as well, and they had that.
Such a
I think
great
they
movie.
kept True Grit from that, and then they did Interstellar. And then finally they gave me fake sides. Fake code name sides. So there were the code names, right?
Fake
but
code
these were
names.
code names for the code names. So
Are you listening? Code names for the code names.
So I think it was like Dan and Emma or something, and
Sounds
you were
about
like,
right.
okay. And then like they would replace certain words, like Jedi became superhero, and
Right.
lightsaber became like sword, and
Right.
droid became doll, and like stuff like that.
Right.
But at this point, they had already told us it was Lucasfilm, so we
Yeah.
were like, how much? Like,
And you're looking around at everybody else that's being cast. You're like, okay, there's a pattern here.
but this was all, we weren't allowed to leave our home. It said, please do
Oh.
not leave your home for this audition.
Oh,
So, like,
okay.
there was never anyone else there because it was always self-tapes because we weren't allowed to leave when we were filming it.
So the interview process took that long, and I mean,
So,
Obviously-
no, that's not it. There's more.
there's more.
So then finally,
If
they
you
gave
were
us,
mistaken, you thought we were done. There's more.
then finally, they gave us the real codename sides.
Yes.
So it became Cece and Bodhi.
Right.
And they still kept like superhero and stuff.
Okay.
And then
Important.
and then that's not it. Then they asked
Not it.
for a photo of me between my two birth parents.
Yes.
And you're like, well, that's not creepy at all. So then finally I'm like, okay, whatever. And
Whatever.
so we take this photo.
Whatever.
I think it was just once I really thought about it, they just wanted to learn if I was gonna have like a major growth spurt and
Yeah,
grow taller
yeah.
than Carrie had ever been, like midway during the shoot.
Yeah.
So like they
That
wanted
makes
to see if
sense.
my parents were super tall or super short or whatever, you know.
So mom and dad technically auditioned too then.
Technically, yes. And then she asked to speak with mom and dad privately, and I
Uh-huh.
was like, I don't like this. But she did. And then this was Deborah. And by the way, Deborah had a code name too. Deborah was in the meeting, but full time video off, microphone off, and called herself Mary.
Oh, hi Mary.
And then finally Deborah reveals herself, starts talking to my parents.
Yeah.
And then we wait about a month.
Another month.
And
On top of everything.
And then this
And
is
then-
like we're halfway through at this point.
Okay.
So
Only halfway?
So yes.
My goodness.
So then they bring me in for a
believe
screen
this?
test, which is like full out costumes, makeup, hair, cameras, lighting, like all this in the actual studio. Like Manhattan Beach, which is where we filmed.
Not a bad place to be shooting, but yeah, I mean, totally.
And so I'm upset too. And then I was apparently too nervous for them, so they brought it. I was like, all of that.
You were too nervous?
Like, I was nervous.
Okay.
Like, I was terrified. Right. That's for sure. Good. But I was like, really, you bring all the camera and lighting and microphones on me. You've given me dummy sides for about 9 months now, and then you expect me not to be nervous.
What are you doing? There aren't enough snacks in the world to calm me down.
I know. And then
come on.
They have me. And then they do a Zoom test.
Yes.
With Ewan, a Zoom chem test.
Okay.
And then they bring me in for an in-person chem test with Ewan and Deborah. And then finally, we wait about a month.
Okay.
Another month.
Okay, another month goes by.
And then they call and they say, we want to meet you on Friday. Deborah wants to talk to you on Friday. And we're like,
Mary. We're talking about Mary, right?
No, we know it's Deborah now.
It's been revealed now, okay.
And so we're like, okay. And so we talked to, I'm at the orthodontist when this text comes in, so I'm like, oh no, what
Not
happened?
a place you want to receive this text, by the way.
Yes. And
what?
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, at the orthodontist, they had me get retainers so that my teeth would be fixed for the show. So they did that. Okay. And then we get this, and then they talk with us, and then on Friday they say, okay, we'd like to offer you the role of Leia. And I'm like, thank God. so like, after all this.
Was that your reaction?
No, I was like, we were very happy, of course, and like all that mushy stuff.
All that mushy stuff.
And then, Mom and Dad then they have me go for more orthodontist stuff. I'm still wearing these retainers, by the way. Like, I brought them here. I have to wear them when I sleep. And then they also get me for contact fitting. So I have to wear contacts. And then that's not even it. They have to try on fake hair. They also dye my hair and then do fake hair. And then
what is going on here? This is a process.
Finally, they have me go to this other tooth person who makes me a flapper because I have missing teeth, and apparently you don't lose teeth in space. Right. So you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then it didn't work.
Must be a gravity thing.
Because they had me wearing expanders that moved in my mouth and a flapper at the same time. So like,
were you able to even talk?
Not at the same time, but like during the same period of time.
Okay.
So like they had to keep the flapper fitting, but my mouth was moving. Yeah. So like they had to keep doing refittings like every 2 days because my mouth was moving and becoming a different shape. But like so like it was moving and becoming a different shape, but it had to stay the same shape for it, but I couldn't stop doing the retainers because then it would mess up my teeth. So like all of this.
Was there like so bedtime for me was a storybook. Was there like an instruction manual?
Nope. Nope, they gave us no instruction manual.
No instructions at all either?
No, none.
Are you kidding me right now?
And then
we're writing a letter.
They didn't tell us when it was going to end, when this madness was going to end.
Who does this? And
then.
It's not over.
They do all this. Finally, Deborah just says, quit with the flapper. We'll do it in editing.
There you go.
And then I do all the costume fittings. By the way, costume fitting, 4 hours. The first hour was measuring every single possible thing you could ever measure on me. They measured the length of my pinky finger. My pinky finger only.
Yeah.
One at a time. All sides of it.
Man, and so you couldn't have cut your toenails after this then because they measured your toenails.
No, I couldn't. And then they do all this. They have to hand make costumes because of course space. Oh, and weird little fact. Star Wars is not allowed to have zippers. You are not allowed to wear zippers.
Right.
Apparently, like you just close your boots with the Force or something.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
So it's like you're not allowed to have zippers. So the whole time they had to do like buttons and ties and all this crazy stuff. Costumer lovely, by the way. I love her.
Yeah. No shade being thrown at the costumer.
Like no, she's awesome.
Amazing.
But and like everybody was so awesome throughout all this because they understood how ridiculous it was. But I'm just trying to have you fans get a clearer view of what it has to be, you know, to
open
be
your
in
eyes.
Star Wars, you know. And then we do all this. We film for 8 months. We wait a year, and then finally at Celebration, I get to come out. I get to see all my hard work pay off, and it is absolutely incredible. Like, this show is just amazing. Like, the things I've done to get here are just so insane, but it is all worth it, because I mean, it was just amazing to walk out, see everybody in the audience looking at me. Like, I'm shaking with fear.
And they're going crazy. I've seen the video.
And they are screaming. Mom, like, came out at some point because they brought her out so she could see. And every time I came on screen, they were cheering from me. And it was like a rush, and I got to hug all the other cast members and Deborah and stuff.
Yes.
And
a great cast that you were surrounded by. And a lot of people were really cheering for you, and they're super proud of you. And I can tell you this right now. I know that our time is wrapping up here on the Whatnot app, but people on this app are super proud of you. They're huge fans of you. What do you have to say to your fans before we say goodbye to them today?
May the force be with you all.
Oh my goodness. Did we just get that right now on Whatnot? I love that. That was awesome. Are you ready? So sometimes when I say goodbye and we do a sign off, I'll say, I'm Jay Stash, and then you'll say,
and I'm Vivien Lyra Blair.
All right, you ready to do this? We're going to practice that. That was the practice round. Ready?
Okay.
Shake it out first. Don't be nervous. All right? I got this. All right, let's do this here. Where else but Whatnot would I have had the opportunity to sit down with Vivien Lyra Blair? Don't forget, The Boogeyman coming out. When is it again?
June 2nd, 2 days before my birthday. Very excited.
There you go. So, again, an early happy birthday, and we're going to be signing off here today. What an amazing time, amazing interview. Thank you to you. Thank you to Mom. Thank you to the team. I'm Jay Stash.
And I'm Vivien Lyra Blair.
And we're signing off from Whatnot. Peace out, everybody. Can you say bye, Whatnot?
Bye.
Peace.